Thanks for listening to the Natural Ones podcast. You can find us on Twitter at the Nat Ones Cast or on Facebook, facebook.com/the Nat Ones Cast. You can email us, thenatonescast@gmail.com, or find us individually. You can find Aiden at Alakaya A58. You can find Zeki at Zektown, Jerry at JMEE3RD, or myself at Pat Uglow. Thanks for listening, and is that another natural one?
Previously on The Natural Ones.
That's where you saw like the Miami Vice lettering of Maritza's magical menagerie.
We're here on official Rose Guard business. Tim, you sneaky fucker, I like you.
I gently caress my goblin shoes that I've been wearing this whole time.
You should never let anything Hugh touches near your face. That's like rule number 1 of this trip.
I can't have this blemish on my date. What do I do?
All right, me and Hugh are going to crash the date. We're just going to sit at the table like right next to you guys.
No, I want like
no,
I want an earpiece so I know what to say.
I'm the waiter. Like Zeki, just like I'm gonna be silent, and just like halfway through, I just want you to reveal that I like Pat's gonna look up and he's gonna realize that I'm the waiter.
Sorry, it's not. I don't think that plays in the universe, Jerry.
No, I think.
Oh, it might. Well, this is really good. All right, so welcome back to the show, everybody. The last episode, you guys kind of got yourselves a little bit of a plan, I guess. Is that what you guys would kind of conclude?
I think it's. I mean, I think we have the inkling of a plan.
I never have a plan.
No,
You have more of a plan than you've ever had, and that's something.
Let's go with that.
So that's pretty awesome. And now, Gris, it's getting, you guys have been walking through the city. You guys were in the Middle District before at Maritza's Magical Menagerie. And now you guys have since left, and you're walking back kind of towards the bazaar area. And you were supposed to meet your date, Hilda, who is a half-elf and runs the apothecary, where you guys somehow got a date and stole potions. And also she gave you some potions
and stealing hearts.
Yes, she had actually been so enamored with you, Gris, with you and your bouncing pecs, that she actually even gave you guys 2 potions. I went back and like double checked.
I actually don't know what I have. I think I wrote it down. I think I gave the ones away that she gave me, but
Yeah, I think you gave them to...
I think I have them.
No,
Yeah.
Hugh should probably have them,
Yeah,
actually.
I definitely took them
oh
all.
Yeah.
Because you also
took
took 30 gold
I
from
have a
Hugh.
potion of
Yes,
fire
that I
How
did
that
too.
ended up.
from somewhere.
Yeah, Hugh should definitely be having that.
Yep, I have Potion of Fire Breath. I have, what else do I got? I got Poisoner's Kit, whatever that means. I'm
gosh.
going to use that later.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And I got Greater... Oh, I stole a Greater Potion of Healing. And a Potion of Fire Breathing.
Nice.
Yep. So, with that in mind, you guys are walking back towards the bazaar, and we were just talking about you, Gris, are going to have a date with Hilda. She's a lovely, lovely half-elf, and she can't wait to see you, I promise that. So you guys are going to get to the Frosty Mug, the designated meeting point, probably like a half hour before you're supposed to. So you guys can like grab a drink together, and then Gris, you can start your date whenever she arrives.
All right. So we're just hanging out drinking.
Yeah, if you guys want, or you guys have like a half hour to kill.
Yeah, we can hang out, talk amongst ourselves. No one.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't want
Jerry's
to
applying for a job
I'm
currently.
not really a social being.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just sit here at the bar and wait for my hot half elf to arrive.
I have something to do, but I'll be back later. Goodbye, friends.
Wait, we're meeting up. Just so everyone's clear, we're meeting up with Tim DeLovely. Is that his last name? DeLovely?
Tim the Wary,
Oh, Tim.
like Tim comma the where he like
gotcha.
the
So we're meeting
where
up with
he is
Tim.
his last name, but
We're meeting up with Tim in a little bit, right? Around 11 o'clock, we said? Is that what it
yeah.
was? All right.
I'll think about
Meeting
it.
up with Tim. Hey, remember, we're going to steal some stuff, Hugh.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. In that case, then I'll definitely be there.
All right. We'll meet back here at 11.
Sounds good.
All right, so Aang, what are you going to be doing while this date happens?
I was
Are you gonna hang out at the bar and just kind of people watch,
I
or
was planning on heading back to the bazaar to see what kind of talk goes on later in the evening. What kind of strangers come out at night around there? See if some darker deals go down, as it were.
Oh, okay, that's acceptable. So you have also left the Frosty Mug. Hugh, I'm guessing you have left the Frosty Mug at this point?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Okay. Fair enough. I was typing something secret on Discord.
Oh shit! I don't have Discord. Hold on.
God bless it.
There's so many programs.
It's okay though. He was waiting for us.
I mean, I was at my computer.
His computer was technically on. But so Gris, you gonna have a beer?
Yeah, I'm just going to sit back, have a draft or two, and wait for Hilda to show.
Okay, so you kind of get an eye on the bar, see who's at the tables, see who's at the actual bar itself. You see two dwarves actually. They are it's kind of interesting. They have an elevated table that's kind of running behind the bar that they're running back and forth, grabbing bottles and pouring ale for people. And you also see a dragonborn, and the dragonborn is running food back and forth from the kitchen and to and from the bar. As for people that are sitting down, you see a couple groups of people, a couple elves, a couple humans. You see some dwarves in the corner. There's like 3 or 4 of them, seeing who can drink their pint of beer the fastest. And you see the Dragonborn kind of rushing back and forth, bringing them more and more beers. As you know, dwarves, they can put it back, so that's causing a little bit of a ruckus. And it's starting to get a little lively at this establishment.
All right. Do they have any apps? Can I order some apps? Haven't eaten all day.
Sure. What would you like, lad? One of the dwarves looks at you, and he's kind of polishing a glass with a handkerchief.
You got some chicken wings? I'll take some wings.
I'll see what I can get for you.
Not
right.
Brunhilde.
Oh no, it's pretty fresh chicken. I'll get Liz over there to get them from the kitchen. And you see him kind of run over to the other side of the bar and kind of grab on to the Dragonborn's shirt as she's running towards the kitchen really quick. And he comes back over to you and says, they'll be coming out in a couple minutes.
All right. I'm just going to wait here for my... Can I just look around and see if I see anything suspicious going on? Anything I should be concerned about?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. Well, that's a 6 plus... that's a 7.
That's a 7.
7.
So you see nothing out of the ordinary. You see people enjoying drinks from your time working at your previous job. People just like to blow off steam and have some ale.
Right. Okay. So we're just killing time, eating some wings.
Yeah, you're actually you're
Like
so
they're super hot,
oblivious.
right? Like they're extra hot, like super spicy.
Yeah,
wings, right?
they have they're extremely hot.
Yeah, I'm a goddamn tiefling, so I like things spicy. Muy caliente.
He actually, the dwarf actually grabs a bottle from underneath the bar and slams it in front of you. He's like, if you can try this sauce, you're going to have yourself a night.
Oh, yeah. All right. I dump it on my wings and eat it.
Okay. All you see on the bottle itself is that it has 2 X's.
I dub it twice. One for each X.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Classy.
Uh,
Classy.
the dwarf kind of looks at you with a raised eyebrow and takes the bottle and puts it underneath the bar again, kind of laughing to himself. And like I said, you're just minding your own business. Nothing really tearing you down, bothering you at all. And then all of a sudden, you feel a little tap on the back.
All right, turn around.
And there is Hilda. She somehow managed to get into the establishment without you seeing. Not quite sure. You must have been pretty into those wings.
Oh, they were delicious.
She smiles, still kind of overcome by your bouncing extremities from the last engagement you guys had. And she kind of smiles and looks at you and says, can we get a table, please?
Yeah. Let's go sit down, Hilda. So nice to see you.
Oh, it's so good to see you. And you guys head over and grab a table. You don't really see this, Pat, but Jerry, roll me a d20.
I got a 3. Good start.
Okay. Pat, make me a perception check.
All right. That's natural 15 plus, I think that's plus 1, so 16. Yeah. 16.
Okay,
Oh wait,
so-
I didn't add my things.
Oh yeah, add your things to that.
What am I adding? Charisma?
Strength.
Strength. All right, that brings it up to 4.
Oh my god.
Hugh was pretending to be the table, apparently.
No, Hugh made it clear to me that he was intending on knocking out your waiter, and as you are walking over to your table, you happen to notice Hugh in the corner.
I scream, "You look like you need a break!" And I try and karate chop him across the back of the head.
And it's actually a human, and the human is just screaming, "I don't even work here!"
Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Make an intimidation check.
Oh, jeez.
17. Much better.
You know what? I don't even want to drink here anymore. I'm leaving. And this patron of the bar happens to just leave. The Dragonborn woman does come out of the kitchen, though, and sees this going on and says, "All right, you're going to have to help me now to pay for the money I'm losing off of that person."
My plan is working perfectly, just like I always intended.
Go see that table over there.
Good evening, sir and madam. Could I interest you in our wine list? And I'm gonna wink at Gris, like, hey buddy, it's me.
I'm gonna draw out my dagger and stab it into his side.
Nope.
No. I'm
Wait,
just kidding.
what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello, good sir. Could we please see a wine list? Hilda, do you like wine?
Oh, I've been known to have a glass or two.
All right, well, your finest wine, please, sir.
What type? Red or darker red?
We'll take some of your finest white bubbly, please.
I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna shuffle off to the back.
Okay. All right.
This is terrible.
So what do you do exactly?
Well, I'm actually a traveler myself. I've come here on some business with Hugh and Aang, the two gentlemen you met earlier today. And let's just say we've sort of become peacekeepers, in a sense. And that's sort of what we're working on right now.
Oh, that's so manly.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are pretty much lost without me, so I have to. I'm kind of the Papa Bear of the group.
I spit in the bottle behind the counter.
Come on.
The dwarf looks over to you and says, "Oh, they're the ones that wanted the." Oh, now how did I change that accent like that? I'm going with it. Are those the ones that ordered the bubbly?
Yeah, that's us.
Give it to this guy and give him a shot on the house. He's gonna need it.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, he had these wings.
Oh,
He's gonna have a rough night.
really? Any insight on his lovely date?
Oh, Hilda?
Yes.
Oh, she's a wonderful woman. She's in here all the time. Never leaves with anybody, though. She's respectable.
That's disappointing. I'll bring the bad news. I'm gonna come and pour the bubbly, but I'm gonna slip and pour all over Gris. I'm so sorry, sir. Clumsy me.
Roll a performance check for me.
12. What do I add for is performance a thing?
Yeah.
Yes. It's under charisma.
Oh, that's not good. That turns it to an 11.
So you try your best as you're pouring this beautiful champagne-like wine, and you just happen to spill a little bit on Hilda, and she kind of jumps and is like, "I never get this kind of service. This is ridiculous."
I'm gonna hastily dab at her with the napkin. I'm so sorry, so sorry.
I'm gonna step in and say, "Oh, good sir, it's fine. It was a complete accident." Hilda, here, I'm gonna take one of my handkerchiefs from inside my leather armor. I'm gonna lightly dab where she was spilled, and I'm gonna slip our humble waiter a silver and just let him know that everything's okay and he's fine by me.
While this is going on, I'm gonna try and rob her.
Mick, you're gonna try to pickpocket her right now?
Yep. While I'm dabbing, dabbing it all off, I'm
watching Hugh. I obviously don't trust him.
Dude, you better roll well then.
Yeah, you're gonna have to contest that.
All right.
So you're gonna be rolling a sleight of hand, and you're gonna be rolling a perception check.
Okay.
Chris?
I think I do. I think I have good sleight of hand. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got +4 sleight of hand. Let's do it. 13 plus 4. I got 17.
And Gris?
6 plus 1 is a 7.
You actually forget for a minute that Hugh is your waiter, and you just are so thankful that you have such a good waiter who is pouring these drinks for you. He made an honest mistake, and because of that, he's cleaning it up, and you're very thankful for that. Hugh,
I get some good shit.
roll me 2d6.
4 and 2.
So you managed to pilfer 6 silver pieces from this woman.
Hell yeah! Plus, I got the silver piece that Gris gave me. 7 silver pieces. I got tips for robbing your date.
All right. So all right. Are you walking away now?
I don't know. Should I keep trying my luck?
I'm gonna stand up with Hilda and be like, Hilda, what say we take a walk? The sky's lovely this evening. I'd love to just take a stroll with you this evening.
I just shout over my shoulder, "You haven't tried any of the food yet."
I had the wings. That was enough of a sampling.
Really? Are you sure you don't want any food? We got lovely pot pie.
I'm waiting.
Pot pie is nice.
One pot pie to go, please.
I would like to use my poisoner's kit.
Oh my god.
Not enough to kill him. Just make him a little stomach ache,
Little tummy ache.
little tummy ache.
Some
Oh my gosh.
issues.
Yeah, he had the hot wings.
I'm gonna need you to make 2 deception checks.
2 deception checks. All right, first one.
Yes.
Well, I get to reroll ones, so that's lucky.
That's good.
Yes. I got a 10 plus deception is now -1. All right, so that's a 9, and 13 minus. So I got a 9 and a 12.
Okay, so the first deception check was to see if you could actually poison a pot pie. You managed to just drop in a dab or 2 of one very mild laxative.
Good.
Yes, and you were able to kind of poke it in, but you kind of fucked up the top of the pot pie crust a little bit because you weren't that great at what you were doing. With your second deception check, you hand over the pot pie to Hilda with a giant smile on your face. And she takes it without question.
Can I suspect? I feel like Gris would know something was up here. Like, I don't trust Hugh at all.
I'm gonna.
Right? All right, you make a investigation.
Hold on. Before he does that, I'm gonna give her a wink, and I'm gonna say, "Reminds me of that old story from my childhood, American Pie."
Oh, I'd love to hear that sometime.
It involves a pie with a hole in it.
Oh, is it to cool it off? I'm confused.
Yes.
Come on, I'm gonna grab Hilda by the not grab her. I'm gonna put my arm around her shoulder, and we're gonna exit the building.
Were you gonna make a
Yes,
investigation check or anything?
Yeah, as we get out of the building, I'm gonna make an investigation check.
Okay, perfect.
That is a 15.
You definitely don't trust Hugh, and as you are leaving the Frosty Mug, you manage to convince Hilda that maybe tonight's not the night for the pot pie. You heard something was off. The normal cook in the kitchen is out sick, and you don't really think it's a good idea.
He doesn't wash his hands.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so we're gonna take a walk. We're gonna take a stroll through the city.
Okay, so you guys are going on a stroll. I'm gonna need you to make a D100 roll for me.
Jeez. Where is it? Okay. So that's 26. 29, I'm sorry, 29.
29?
Yeah.
Okay, write that down, and we will get back to that.
Okay.
I'm not one to let a good pie go to waste.
I'm gonna.
So I'm gonna
we
eat
still.
the pie.
No, I still have the pie. I still have the pie.
Oh, you.
I
you
have
left the
plans
pie.
for the pie. I have plans for the pie.
Oh, okay.
I still have the pie. So I'm gonna walk with Hilda, and I want to chat her up. I want to find out about her life, and if she's always lived in where are we again?
Brinst.
Brinst. If she's always lived in Brinst, where she's from, that kind of stuff.
Okay. As you're doing this, we're going to take a quick aside, and Aang, you said you were going off to the bazaar area?
Yep.
Okay. What are you trying to see? Are you going to the center of the bazaar again like you were earlier in the day? Or are you going to look for particular stores or anything like that?
I think I'm just going to kind of roam around, see, just kind of slowly meander, keep an eye out for anything suspicious or anything that may, kind of hint at something. I figure this time of night, maybe in one of the back alley kind of things, there may be some dealings going on that I may be able to, get in on or encounter.
Okay. So are you looking? So did you make a perception check for me yet?
Not yet. A 9 plus 2, so 11.
Okay, so with an 11 in the city of Brinst, you happen to see a group of individuals. You can't really tell who they are or what race they are or anything, and there's 3 or 4 of them walking down the side of the road in the bazaar. more towards the edge of towards the buildings and towards the center where a lot of the other people are walking. And they look kind of suspicious to you. They catch your attention, and there's 4 individuals, and they abruptly make a right and head down an alleyway.
I'm gonna follow at a distance. Keep an eye on them.
All right, make a stealth check for me.
5. Oh boy, +4, so 9 at least.
Okay, so with a 9, you're not really picking up on the stealth part of tailing somebody.
I mean, I'm a large individual. It's kind of hard to be super sneaky.
I guess that's the case.
Excuses.
Yeah, right. So you're following them down this alleyway, and they kind of start to quicken their pace because they think they've kind of come on to the fact that you're behind them.
Roughly how many individuals am I trailing here?
You are trailing 4 people.
4 people. I'll stick with them. I'll match their pace.
Okay. All of a sudden, as you're kind of shuffling, you're not exactly walking, but you're not at a full-out sprint or a run yet. You're kind of fast walking, and all of a sudden they make a left, and I'm gonna need you to make a investigation check for me.
Oh boy. 4 minus 1, so a 3.
You make the same left that they did, or what you think is the same left that they did, and you lost them somehow. You've actually wandered into the kind of like another back alley behind a row of houses. You've left the bazaar completely at this point, and you're behind some houses. And make a perception check.
13 plus 2, so 15.
And you see a couple of the doors to the back of these people's houses. They're lit. You don't really see anybody coming in and out. It doesn't look like any of the doors recently opened or anything. But one of the doors you notice has an X carved underneath the window of like the barred window of the door.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up and take a peek through the window. See what I can try to scope out through the window if there's anybody immediately right there or not.
How are you doing this? Are you just walking straight up or what?
I'm gonna kind of creep and like peer around the side of the window, because I'm assuming it's like kind of like like normal window height. So since I'm a little taller, I'm gonna kind of like stay off to the side and scope it out that way rather than trying to peek my head over the top.
Okay, make a stealth check.
15 plus 4.
Okay, so with that, you are able to creep up and look right into that window, and no one seems to notice. On the inside, you actually seem to have found those 4 hooded individuals, and they have since taken off their cloaks, and you see that 2 of them are what look like teenager elves, and the other 2 are like mid-40s adult males, humans. They both have dark hair. They're wearing studded leather armor, and you see them. They both have daggers and a short sword at their sides.
So they're pretty heavily armored.
Yeah, they have a little bit going on. They're not just everyday peasants or anything like that. The elves, though, they've had their cloaks taken off of them by these 2 humans, because you notice that both of their both sets of hands are bound.
Okay. So looks like the elves are being held hostage here. Maybe some kind of taken for hostage or slave trade, maybe.
Are you saying this to yourself out loud?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm having a nice dialogue with myself.
All right.
So I throw my hood back over my head, and I go and I just rap on the back door, and make some cheesy excuse like, would I'm selling a new set of encyclopedias. Would anybody like to check them out?
We don't want your ruddy books. Get out of here. The human gruffly says to you and slams the door shut.
Are you sure? These are pretty impressive, sir. I don't really much appreciate your tone. Just asking for like 5 minutes of your time. Check these out.
Make a performance check
lug
for me.
around, and I'd appreciate just at least looking at them.
It's quite the salesman's pitch.
Right?
Fuck you, buddy.
Got these encyclopedias. Would you like to take a look?
Little throwback there. So 14 plus 0.
This guy is not amused. He's
My charisma
very
isn't exactly ideal.
He's like looking outside behind you, and he sees that you're alone, and is kind of getting pissed off that you're like trying to talk to him. So he is definitely not going to open the door back up, and he remarks to you, "You better get out of here."
And if I were to not get out of here, what would you do, sir?
"I'm gonna call the guard."
Oh, really? I'd like to see you try.
You hear 2 more latches on the door itself click into place, and all 4 of the people leave the room, and you're kind of stuck there. So I don't know what you're trying to do here. I will warn you, trying to probably pursue this on your own might not be the best idea. But I'm not going to stop you if you want to keep on keeping on.
So you said I was at the
you're at the back door. It's like
okay.
It's a little kind of, it's almost like a backyard, but not really. It's kind of like just like a larger back alley. So that's kind of where you're at. You're at the back door of that. While you're thinking about what you're doing next, we're gonna shift back over to Hugh, actually.
Yes.
Who has since left the Frosty Mug and is currently at the apothecary shop.
Yes.
You're at the door. You're trying to pick the lock for whatever reason. You on your first attempt, you feel the first 3 pins of this lock lift open, but as you shift your lockpick just slightly to the left, you end up losing the first pin, and it drops, and you don't get the 4th pin.
Fuck.
And then as you make the second attempt, the same kind of thing happens after the second pin gets pushed up.
Well, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna smash one of the windows, like one of the small windows. Like the door has like it's like the little grid, like the window panes, right?
It's like a small, kind of 6x6 inch window, kind of so like people can look out.
Yeah.
It's not like a big glass door.
Yeah. No, it's big enough for an iguana though.
It is definitely big enough for an.
I'm gonna wrap some cloth around my hands, and I'm just gonna punch the window out, and I'm gonna be like, all right, Scarl, do your stuff. I'm gonna drop him through the window.
Okay, make a strength check.
18.
For this punch.
Motherfucking 18 plus.
You okay?
I mean, do I get it anyways? What's my strength?
Yeah, you're gonna get it with that.
All right, cool.
You wrap your forearm and your hand up with a cloth, and you punch right through the glass. You notice that it's a little bit harder than like a normal glass pane would be. Like it was almost like it was magically thickened. So instead of like punching through like a normal glass window, it would be like punching through like 3 or 4 of them. So it takes a little effort, but you managed to just rip your hand right through it.
Hell yes. All right, I'm gonna punch through it. I'm gonna like, all right, Scarl, you know what to do, just like the good old days. So I'm gonna drop him in the store.
Make an animal handling check.
Can I re-roll 4s?
That's a no.
4. Do I add anything to animal handling? Is it like
Yeah, whatever
nature?
your thing is.
Is it nature?
No, there's actually it's under wisdom.
It should probably be
It's
under
under
nature
wisdom.
instead, but okay. Because all right, 4 plus 2, I got a 6.
So with a 6, Scarl manages to squeeze his way into there. He squeezes his little body in there. He has a little bit of trouble getting his hindquarters in there, but you kind of push it through and get it to work. You've kind of like covered him in some of that cloth to make sure he doesn't get cut up on this glass.
Yeah, because he's my little buddy.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt your little buddy
No,
and your holy symbol.
that too. That I almost
So-
sold last episode.
Yeah, so Scarl plops right onto the floor, and are you going to tell him to do anything, or just let him do his thing?
Scarl, you unlock the door. Come on, man. We've done this like a dozen times.
Scarl looks at you, does his classic, it's like his classic move at this point. He turns his head to the side and kind of flicks his tongue at you like, what
He just
do
licks
you want
He
me
just
to do?
licks his eye.
Yeah, he actually does that.
I would
And-
have do that, little buddy. You saw what it did to Gris.
He like his eyes somehow get a little wider than they already were.
Good.
So make another animal handling check.
All right, that's better. 12 plus 2 is 14.
Okay, so with that, you somehow manage to coerce Scarl to move around a little bit more. And is there anywhere in particular you're thinking you want Scarl to go?
I want him to like jump up on the handle and like using his weight turn the doorknob.
Okay.
Like a velociraptors can open doors, Scarl can open doors.
So Scarl manages to climb up the door and has one of his claw-like hands kind of like on the top of the doorknob, but as he you can see him actually jiggling it, like he's actually moving it, but for whatever reason it's only moving a little bit. It's not turning the whole way.
Oh wait, I'm dumb. I have magic. I'm gonna use ghost hand and just turn the doorknob.
Yeah, you do that. Make
Oh, Scarl. Silly me.
I guess do you have to do anything for that, or you just do
It's
it?
just a spell.
It's like a cantrip?
Yeah. I make an invisible hands that I can manipulate up to like 30 feet away.
Okay. I think it can like hold up 30 pounds or something like
Yeah.
that. Like nothing crazy, but
Yeah, I mean it's a
Okay.
hand. I have a hand.
yeah.
He needs to grab Gris's ass later when he's not looking.
Oh my. So yeah, you open up the door.
Hell yeah! I want to start stealing
Yeah.
shit.
Okay. You're gonna start thinking about what you're gonna steal, and I might have you make a couple rolls for me while I'm talking to Gris as he's walking on his date.
What
You guys have not made this easy for me tonight.
what dice should I roll?
Roll 3d6 and add them together 3 times.
3 times. Okay.
Yeah, so like 3 sets of 3.
Yep.
And you can just send that over to me, and that'll be fine. In the meantime, Gris, you are enjoying your night on the town. Yep. You have since taken that pot pie, and you saw a rubbish bin.
No. I have plans for it.
no?
I said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
sorry.
I found, so as we're walking, I'm of course
Yes.
chatting with Hilda, and I'm telling her, I'm revealing a little bit about my backstory. I'll tell her where I'm from, and I won't tell her why I came to Green, why I originally came to Green Foam, but I tell her that I'm from Faerun, which is in the Roselands, and a region called the Dragon Coast, and we're talking, and I tell her, kind of a little bit more about my backstory than I think that than the boys know. And then I find a stray dog, and I say, "Well, look at this poor dog. He looks starving. I'm gonna feed him the pie, and then I'm going to loop some of my rope around his neck, not tightly, just like I'm gonna walk a dog, and he's gonna come walking with us. I'm gonna take the dog with us after he's eaten the pot pie.
The dog will be shitting everywhere.
Yep."
So you make an animal handling check yourself, sir.
Is no one else
It's a dog.
concerned?
I just fed the dog. I feel like if I just gave him a pot pie, I should get advantage on this roll.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is it-
I'll give you
All
that.
right.
You did feed the dog, so he is looking at you favorably.
Well, that's a natural 19.
Okay.
Animal handling is +1, so that's a 20. But I'm gonna roll again, and that's a 16 +1. So I'll take the 20.
This dog is more than happy to it kind of nudges its head through the loop as you are trying to put this little makeshift collar on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna name you Big Scarl. Oh, Big Scarl.
pale
You're
imitation.
Such a good dog. You're such a good dog.
So you, Big Scarl, and Hilda are making your way. Make a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Well, that's another 9, but I'm pretty
think your
persuasive.
persuasion's
Yeah,
like 4 or
that's a
something.
14.
Okay. So with a 14, you have been able to make sure that this dog definitely wants to stick with you more than just like a couple blocks. And
I'm talking to Hilda.
sorry?
I'm going to talk to Hilda. I'm going to say, Hilda, did you just see the sun come out? And I'm going to look around like up in the sky. Did you see like this bright flash?
are you? I did not.
Oh, did you?
What
Maybe
do you speak of?
Maybe you just smiled at me. I'm not sure.
Make a performance check.
That's a 9. Plus performance. That's a 12.
She smiles and reveals
Okay.
like terrible meth.
No,
mouth.
she's a beauty. She's a beauty. Hugh.
Definitely
All
has
right.
meth mouth.
She
dabbles with crack.
she giggles a little bit to herself and kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. She's used to being hit on at the Frosty Mug by especially the dwarves for whatever reason.
That says a lot about her.
That group of dwarves that sit in the corner of that Frosty Mug, they're also regulars, and they love to just give her a hard time, and that's part of the reason she wanted you to be there tonight. She doesn't like really go in there by herself, and she kind of looks at you and smiles and says, "Oh, I thought I heard them all, but
And I just
Gris,
laugh.
you seem to pull that one out of nowhere."
Yeah, we're just gonna walk with the dog. We're gonna keep the conversation focused on her. I'm gonna let her talk a lot about her life and kind of what like I said, we're getting a lot of information from her. I want to know a lot about her life.
What would you like to know?
I want to know kind of like how she feels about this town, how she feels about the UTC and her position in the shop she works in and things like that.
Make another performance check.
17.
She loves to have this conversation with you. She loves talking about Brent's. She grew up here. She thinks that it's the best city in all of the Roselands, and to be honest, she doesn't know why more people don't try to come here. She's a little bit jaded, I think, having grown up in this city. She doesn't really see that the kind of like the standard of living in Brinst is not like the standard of living elsewhere. She learned her apothecary skills. You learn from her mother, who she inherited the shop from, and she's been selling potions on her own now for a number of years. And getting to meet new people such as yourself are a great way to kind of keep her mind off the things that cloud her thoughts involving running a store and making sure that people come to turn over a profit and stuff like that.
Yeah. Sounds tough. Sounds tough.
It's a life. It's not from what it sounds like, your life has been quite tough.
I feel like, well, each of us must make their own with what we're given, right? And some of us get a bit of a leg up in life, and others of us don't. But it's up to us to make the most of it, and I feel like I'm trying to make the most of my life now.
That's touching, Gris. Truly, I'm kind of surprised you're being so candid with me.
Well, there's not a lot to hide with me, honestly, Hilda. I consider myself a pretty honest man once you get to know me.
I can appreciate that. And as you guys are continuing your time on the town, was there any other specific questions you had, or because I was going to break back over to Aang?
Nope. I'm just keeping it very light. Very light.
Okay. Perfect. Aang, so what did you decide to do since this entire group, the 2 humans and the 2 elves bound, have left the room?
Mm-hmm. So, I decided that I'm gonna go around to the front door and try knocking on the front door and try selling something else.
Okay, as you kind of make your way back through the maze of back alleyways that you had come in, you see the street where you had kind of made that initial right, and now you're going down and you're trying to count houses. Make an intelligence check.
Oh boy. Oh, a natural 1.
So,
and my intelligence is not very high.
I mean, you rolled a natural 1. It doesn't get any better than that for me.
Yeah. My intelligence is technically a -1.
Natural 0.
So you're knocking on every door as soon as you would have passed that alleyway, and you even backtrack and go behind you and check some of the stores on the other side of the alleyway that you went down, because you just aren't really sure. Maybe it was on that side after you're not getting any answers from anybody at this point of the evening. And after about 15-20 minutes of doing this, you still have not found the right house, and you happen to see 3 or 4 guards strolling down the street, like city guard.
So because I'm totally lost and I'm getting tired, my voice is growing hoarse from yelling chocolates. Anybody want to buy chocolates? I go up to the guards and I tell them, look, guys, I'm not entirely sure which house this actually was. It's pretty dark back here, and I get disoriented very easily. But I saw 2 middle-aged humans pushing around some young male elves. The elves' hands were all bound together. I think they may be involved in some kind of slave trade or something. You may want to keep an eye out on this neighborhood.
If a chocolate salesman just came up to me and said to beware of elf trading, slave trade, I would be suspicious.
Did they hear me?
I heard you,
Make
and
a
I'm across
performance
town.
check on that one. Make a performance
What am I
check.
checking? All right.
Or a charisma check, actually. Make a charisma saving throw.
All right. It was 7, and my charisma is +0.
So you got a 7. Okay, so you see this group of 4 town guard coming at you, and one of them is actually a female elf. She's decked out in chainmail, and she looks extremely stern. She doesn't look like she's someone who you'd want to mess with. And she's followed behind her by 3 other male guards, 2 of which are half orcs, and 1 is a human. I guess you're pleading this story to the elf woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look, ma'am, I was a town guard in the city of Greenfoam, and I'm here on some other business, and I have an eye for this kind of thing. Like, I was trying to get them to buy some encyclopedias. They weren't buying it, and then I tried to get them to buy some chocolate. And chocolate's normally irresistible, but these people, they're, and so they weren't taking the bait. I was trying to find a way into their house, and it just
find
wasn't
your way
going
into
my
their house.
So that way I could help try to save the elves.
So, this female elf isn't buying what you're selling either, and completely shrugs you off and says, "Who even let you into the city? I need to know. Where are your permits if you're selling things?"
It was a charade. I was trying to find my way into the house to help them.
You better get out of here before I arrest you on suspicious activities yourself.
Fine. I'll see my way back out.
And be hasty. I don't want to see you again.
Oh, well, look at you. Ooh. I just kind of stalk off.
You stalk off? You skulk?
Just like kind of like.
Are you skulking? Sulking and skulking?
Sulk. That's the word. Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to help this city out a little. Damn.
All right. So Hugh, I believe you were in the middle of a
robbing Hilda blind. I couldn't wait for the main heist.
Meanwhile, somebody's actually committing
Thanks
a
for
crime.
distracting the town guard for me, though. I really appreciate that.
Well, you're actually still in the bazaar, so you were out of the way from where Aang was. Since you are at Hilda's apothecary store, you're still technically in the bazaar itself. And at this point, what you're trying to do is pick up some potions and grab whatever you can. And you manage to sneak off with 3 additional potions. You don't know exactly what they do. They don't have labels.
Yes.
But you have 3 unknown potions.
Yes. Awesome. Definitely going to do those at random.
One of them is actually a lot smaller than the other 2.
Ooh.
But you have like two potions that are roughly the size of like a healing potion. But they're different colors. Like one is like swirling between like metallic green and purple, and the other is swirling between like a blue and a green. And the small one is like a dark red.
I see. So I've stolen everything I can from here, right?
Yeah, those are. Everything else is kind of locked up, and you don't know how much time you're gonna have.
I put Scarl on my shoulder. I'm like, "Good work, little buddy." And as I'm walking by, I see a framed photo of Hilda and her mother. Clearly, it means a lot to her, seeing as how her mother left her the shop. And I'm like, "Oh, that's sweet." And then I crumple it up, and I'm going to use it as kindling to start a fire to cover my crimes.
Okay, make I don't. God,
gotta burn away the fingerprints.
Gonna burn the building that you just saw her mom gave to
I'm
her?
gonna use the picture as kindling.
God. So, as you're about to start doing that, Pat, make a perception check for me.
Let me just check my modifier. 15.
15?
Yes.
Okay. With a 15, you seem to have realized that you and Hilda have walked all the way back into the bazaar at this point, and you're quickly approaching the same block that her store happens to be on.
Hey, Hilda, let's say we go take a walk back by your shop, and I can drop you off for the night.
I don't get to roll for
such
that?
a lovely time. I've had such a lovely time with you.
I want to blow this thumb.
Okay. Pat, I need you to make a persuasion check for that.
Persuasion. I think I'm pretty persuasive, thankfully. That's a 14.
With a 14, she actually says, I was actually hoping we could go and get some of this enchanted dessert. There's a place that makes these pies, like these actual pies. and seeing that pot pie go to waste, I kind of wanted one.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I had these pretty killer chicken wings at the Frosty Mug, and I also need to use the can, so if we could just get back to your shop, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, good.
As you say that, Hilda notices that you just happen to look different. She didn't really notice it at first, but now, like, under some of the lamp lighting of the city, she really is noticing it. She says to you, Gris, are you feeling ill? You're turning green.
Yeah, my companion's lizard licked my face. I was giving him a little nugget of a treat, and he licked my face, and I was petting him, and I think I had some kind of allergic reaction. It doesn't feel great. I'd like to get it looked at maybe as well.
It's leprosy.
How can he give
Actually,
someone
I'm
leprosy?
Gonna need you to roll
He's a
a D4
lizard.
for me.
Can't give people
Well, he's
leprosy.
been eating dead
He has to be a
bodies.
leopard. He has to be a leopard to give people leprosy.
He's been eating dead bodies for
2
weeks.
So your intelligence is reduced by 2, but your strength is increased by 2 for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what do I just start doing push-ups? Is that what happens?
No, but that's just something to be aware of for the rest of we'll say instead of 10 minutes, it's like for the rest of the evening until probably
11 o'clock.
11:30, closer to
Perfect.
midnight. Yeah, it's definitely going to affect you for a little bit when you first start your time at the library tonight, but you don't really feel great. You feel like you kind of have had 5 too many drinks, and maybe having that XX hot sauce wasn't exactly all of what you were hoping for.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit. I'm not feeling super great. I need to poop.
Chris, I don't think that's appropriate.
I'm so sorry. This has never happened to me. I get so nervous around lovely women.
Oh, thank you. And as you guys are talking about this, you're about a full block away. You just turned onto her block. And Hugh, I need you to make a what would that even be? A sleight of hand?
arson?
No, not sleight of hand. Yeah, what would committing arson be? That's a highlight. Could I have a DC for arson, please?
I would think it is.
Could you actually? I think I know what to do. Would you be able to make me a roll a D20 for me?
Who?
Me.
Jerry.
Natural motherfucking 20. Get wrecked. Burn, motherfucker, burn.
Yeah, you are able to catch some kindling on fire.
Finally.
And there's
Oh my god.
there's a small waste basket next to the front door, and it's starting to catch on fire. What do you do?
I have more spells. I am going to... Where are my spells? I'm going to cast my cantrip, Mold Earth, and I'm going to make just a wall, making it impossible to get to the store.
Are you still inside?
After I leave, I'm gonna
No,
walk out.
he walls himself inside the store. Burns alive. It's the only way
No.
this ends reasonably.
He gets stuck behind his own
I
wall.
walk out. I walk out and I cast Mold Earth and I make a kiln around the store,
Why would you do that?
so you can't
All right,
interfere.
all right, Hugh.
Oh man,
Hugh, roll me 4d6. No, I'm joking.
Hugh, this is not going to end well for you, Hugh. I promise you.
I should have stolen my gold. This is what happens when you steal my gold.
You didn't know.
Yeah,
that
you don't
he
know
stole
that.
It, though.
You honestly don't know that, and I'm going to make you pay for this, just so you know. I'm going to make you pay.
No, you
Yeah,
should
yeah.
be thanking
Nope,
me. Now,
you're gonna pay.
Now you can be like, oh,
You're
you
going
can
to
stay
pay.
at my
You're going to
place
pay,
then.
Hugh. Hugh, you're fucking
Yeah,
dead,
you
Hugh.
Actually,
No one
you actually
knows I
don't
did
know
this.
that he stole that gold from you.
No one knows I did this.
Well, as you are finishing up this molded earth, Gris and Hilda and Big Scarl make their way actually to the storefront, and Hilda says, "Oh my God, what's happening to my store?
No!
My store!"
I start sprinting towards the store. I'm going to use my thaumaturgy cantrip to make a booming voice and yell, "Fire! Fire! Fire!"
No one cares.
Then I'm also going to take out my short sword or my rapier.
Your rapier? And what are you going to do with that?
I'm going to find out who started the fire.
How?
I
Huh?
am
Please
whistling with
explain
my
this for
hands
me.
in my pockets, walking down the street.
I'm going to look for the one person not looking at the fire right now, and I know that's who started the fire. I think...
Make an investigation check.
Can I make a stealth? I want to make a stealth.
No, you just
Yeah,
said you
with
walked
your
down
hands
the
in your
said
street
you were,
pockets.
like, whistling.
That's a natural 16 plus... What was it?
That would be investigation.
That's an 18.
I got a regular Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah, with an 18, you are able to kind of... you vault over... Make an athletics check.
Uh-oh. That is... Athletics or acrobatics?
Either one.
11.
All right, so you managed to climb over the top of this molded earth. You don't fall or anything, but it's definitely more difficult than you think it should be, maybe because you're not feeling too great. So you get in there, and as you're looking around, you notice that the glass has been punched in and is only on the inside of the building. The garbage pail that Hugh set on fire has now started fully like engulfing the rest of the store in flames, and it's starting to actually travel a little bit up the side of the wall.
Do I notice any way that I can get this out? Maybe shit. I assume there's no like running water that I can get to. Do I notice anything near the shop I can throw on the fire, like sand or something? Try to put it out.
There is no sand. With your investigation check that you did, you notice that there's no like fire sand readily available. Usually it's kept upstairs in the bedrooms because of candle fires at night, but because the store in general is just not open during the evening, so there's no need to have lit candles downstairs ever.
I'm gonna run into the store and run upstairs.
Okay,
I'm gonna look for it.
you're gonna have to make a perception check.
It's a natural 19 plus 1 for 20.
Yeah, you remember and kind of have an idea that like you've been in this kind of layout before of like a shop on the bottom floor and a house on the second floor, and you know exactly where in these types of situations where they keep the fire sand, and you grab two pails that are on the floor outside of like two of the bedrooms, and you grab both of those pails and run back downstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get the fire out.
All right, roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Come on. It's a 9.
This fire is not going out very
Shit,
fast.
shit.
Hell yes.
I'm gonna run back upstairs and look for some more fire sand.
The fire at this point is starting to take over one of the entire walls.
Is Hilda near? Can I ask her, like, does she have any kind of magic like item I can use to put this fire out, like frost breath or something like that? I don't know.
I stole them all.
She has actually tried to climb over this molded earth as well. Let me make a roll. She manages to get over. She kind of falls and stumbles on the other side, on the inside. But she gets up quickly and screams to you, "You need to get the blue one. Grab a blue one."
I'm gonna grab a blue one. I grab a blue one.
No, not that blue one. That one will make you really, really sick. Grab the one on the
Why would you
second
have a
shelf.
blue one that makes
The
people sick?
second
I grab
shelf.
the other blue one that doesn't make me sick. Why would you have potions that make people sick?
Take the potion.
All right, I drink it. I drink the one she tells me to drink.
As you drink this potion, you suddenly feel like you have just chewed into the best icy gum of your life, and you You kind of feel like a frost coming off of your breath, and you now have the ability to use frost breath for the next minute.
Yeah, I start blowing the wall.
Wow.
It's date night.
All right. We'll say that it happens. You do it. You get it without a hitch. Roll 3d6.
Okay.
And as you're doing this, Aang, you have sulked yourself back into this section of the bazaar, and you actually kind of see what's happening. And you notice Hugh kind of walking towards you away from Hilda's apothecary shop.
I rolled 11.
Hey,
Sorry.
Hugh.
Okay. The fire is starting to go out. And you know if you keep this up for the rest of this minute, it'll be done, and the fire will be put out.
All right, that's what I do then.
Okay.
So back to me and Hugh.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Hugh. What's going on over there, Hugh?
I'm hiding. No one can see.
Hugh, I can see.
No, you can't.
I'm looking right. I'm engaged in a conversation with you right
And
now.
I have a secret.
What'd you do now?
You know how I like to set fires? I totally didn't set any fires, just so we're knowing. But hypothetically, if there was a fire in the town tonight, I had nothing to do with it, and you saw me this entire time, right?
No.
What the? Yeah, I need you to do me a solid, Aang.
And what would you do for me in return? Hugh?
I found this.
Since you're so loyal to your own word.
Well, I have this nice healing potion here for you.
Don't worry, Hank. We can get it off his corpse when I'm done with him.
Wait, you're not here. You're still at the fireplace.
I'm yelling. We're using my thaumaturgy cantrip. I'm screaming. I'm so fucking pissed because I know exactly what happened.
Aang, I need you to back me up. I need you to say that I had nothing to do with this.
I'm not exactly believing you on this.
You don't have to believe me. You just have to back me up. Gris will believe you. Gris will believe you.
Roll a deception check, and Aang roll a...
Perception?
I guess it would be an investigation.
Question: would it be more like a persuasion check because he's trying to persuade him?
Oh, yeah, that would work. Make a persuasion check for me.
Excellent.
I mean, either way, it's going to be bad for Hugh.
For me,
Because he has a -1. Oh, and wait, yeah, you've showered. You're good.
I showered. I still have -1 persuasion, though.
Well, it was -2.
8 minus 1. Lucky number 7.
And I'm rolling an investigation check?
Yeah, because you need to kind of assess the situation. You see everything that's going on, and you're kind of trying to figure out. You don't really buy what Hugh is saying at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So roll that for me.
17 minus 1.
Yeah, you definitely don't believe a word that Hugh has said to you about not being involved with this. I mean, there's earth molded. There's a fire. Gris is yelling about something. You definitely think that Hugh was up to something
I
with this.
need you to back me up, man. Come on. What do you want? Tell me what you want.
You guys start
Justice.
walking back towards the shop as you guys are discussing this.
I'm sorry, Hugh. I can't help you here. I was a guard, for fuck's sake. Like it's against my moral compass. I'm sorry. You gotta confess to what you did here.
Or hear me out. I could run away and pretend none of this ever happened.
As you say this, you start hearing Hilda screaming in anger and shock. She's very upset about this whole thing happening. This is like her home. This is where she grew up. This is everything to her. This is like her whole life. And she's like screaming like, "Why? Why would someone do this to me? Why?"
Shit.
And you really want me to say this wasn't your fault? Hearing that.
Yes, that is exactly what I want you to do. I thought I was making myself very clear that I need you to cover for me.
Nah, it's not happening.
You guys are right next to the store at this point. You're on the other side of the wall.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up to Hilda.
Are you unmolding your earth first, or are you? What are
No,
you doing
that
this?
earth is still there. I can't.
All right, so you gotta make like an athletics check to get over that wall. Then.
I'm gonna make a dwarf size hole in the earth, so I can walk through.
So you're gonna use mold earth to get through.
Yeah, I want to make a little dwarf size. So Aang can't get through. I'm going to need him to stay out here.
Aang, are you jumping over this molded
Yeah.
earth?
How tall is this wall that he made?
It's like a 6 or 7 foot wall at this point.
All right.
It's
yeah,
pretty tall. It's not going anywhere.
I'll make an athletics check then.
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever.
Go with athletics. I have a higher. 6 plus 9 plus 3, 9.
You struggle very hard, and it takes you longer than it took Hilda and Gris combined to get over. And you kind of like fall on your ass and like slam your tailbone as you like flip over this fence.
Damn, it's been an awful night.
And you, for you, yeah. And you kind of you see Hugh there walking right through like triumphantly. And you, at the same time, you're also noticing that he used mold earth to get through the molded earth. And that doesn't add up to you either.
Yeah.
Gris, Hilda, Hugh, and Jerry are all together now.
All right,
So you guys have to sort this out.
I
grab Hugh. I grab Hugh by his lapels.
Wait!
And I lift him off the ground. Nope.
Wait!
Nope.
I stride right up to Hilda. And I'm like, Hilda, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so sorry. Scarl got away from me, and he grabbed this candle off of this bench. This hobo was reading by candlelight. I don't know why who would give him a candle, but he grabbed this candle and he got away from me, and he ran and he barreled into your shop, and there was this kindling and it just caught fire, and I panicked. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want anyone else to get hurt, so I made this giant earth embankment to keep the fire contained so it wouldn't spread. I am a hero. I saved the city. I'm sorry about your shop, but it was the only way.
There's no way I believe this bullshit. No way.
You do.
Make a deception check.
19 minus 1, 18.
And I rolled a natural 17. I think I have a +1.
Ty goes to the defender.
Decepting?
Ty goes to the defender.
Perception is a plus.
Are you doing like insight?
Oh, insight? Oh, I have +3. I have a 20.
But what does Brunhilde roll?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She believes me.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Not to me.
Yeah. I mean, you can believe whatever you want.
I pick up Hugh by his lapels, and I hold him real close to my face.
Does not. Hilda noticed what you were doing, and actually, I rolled against you, Hugh. So this isn't just me making shit up. I rolled for it. Hilda looks at you and sees how you kind of waltzed through your little molded earth.
Well, that makes sense. I made the mold earth. I contained the fire. I'm a hero.
Make another deception check.
Hugh, we all know how you love fire. You just told me.
You pretended to be my waiter.
You just told me
14
this.
minus 1.
Yeah, she is not buying this. She is at odds at why you would start a fire while she was on a date with your friend.
Listen, I mean, why would I start a fire? It makes no sense. We're friends.
Hugh by his lapels.
I know, that's why I'm so confused.
I pick up Hugh by his lapels, and I lift him up to my face, and all you can see, I just get my lips right up to his, and I start blowing frost breath into his lungs.
I kiss him.
Good. Your mouth is open. Perfect. I start blowing frost breath into his lungs.
You have about 10 seconds of frost
Perfect.
breath, and in those last 10 seconds, you give him the weirdest frozen in time kiss. I think
I enjoy it.
Imaginable here.
It's like
roll a d6.
It's like a Nicholas Sparks novel.
Yeah, it's like time has stopped and it's panning around the two of
5
you as you give him this kiss.
I hear, and I will always love you starts playing in my mind.
You may be hearing that song, but you're going to be taking 5 frost damage.
Worth it.
And now I'm going to headbutt him.
No,
As hard
you
as I
had your
can.
fun. You had your fun.
No, you're dying. This is you're dying now.
I want to defend myself if that's the case. I want to take the mystery potion and shove it in his throat.
As
It's
you
more frost
pull
breath.
out this... And shove it down whose throat?
Shove it down Pat's throat.
Which one?
You said mystery potion.
Yeah, I have multiple mystery potions. I'm gonna do the purplish green one. That one looks evil.
The purplish green one. Roll a D100.
Ooh, 66.
So that is a tonic of Schadenfreude.
What does that mean?
You have now given Gris the ability to take damage as they deal it to the user.
What does that mean?
So if Gris hits you, he's going to deal as much damage to himself
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
So you have a tonic of Schadenfreude that you just wasted on your friend here.
Well, he was attacking me. Now whatever you
I guess it works, yeah.
whatever you do
Okay,
to
in this
me,
case-
I'm gonna pull out my rapier and I'm gonna take a swing at Hugh.
that's gonna damage you.
That's fine. I have a feeling I have more hit points than you do, Hugh.
I got a shit ton of healing potions.
As I see him pulling out, Gris pulling out his rapier, I like run over him like, guys, all right. Yes, Hugh should absolutely not have done this at all.
Shouldn't I?
And he does deserve a good neck ringing. But
Fine.
I don't know if he necessarily
Fine.
deserves
All right.
being
I
stabbed.
take Hugh and I slam him down on the ground, and I'm holding him down, and I motion for Big Skrull to come on over here.
I motioned for Little Scarl to come over.
Okay, as this is all happening, Hilda screams out to you guys, "Stop, please! No one needs to get hurt over this. These are just material things." You see her open up a purse, and she pulls out like 5 astral diamonds, and she says to you guys, "I can cover the repairs on this. It's the principle. Why would you do this to me?"
Because he's a filthy little fucking hobbit, and we're gonna make him pay.
Whoa, racist much?
I mean, you are
Please.
filthy.
You are.
And you are.
You are one of the worst things I have ever met. Ever.
And you're a serial arsonist.
And I'm gonna let Big Skrull just take a huge messy dump on his face because he ate the
Make
pie.
an animal handling check for that.
I'm making a dexterity throw.
I'm holding you down by your collar.
I'm gonna stab you in the hand.
Oops, rolled off my desk. That is a natural 19 plus.
The dog poops on you.
No, wait.
I don't want to just on him. I want to like in his mouth.
What have you guys done to me?
I'm
want it in his
casting.
mouth?
I'm casting
That's
animal
actually a
friendship.
20.
I am
That's a 20.
casting animal friendship on Big Scarl.
You don't.
Oh my god, you can do this. It's
I'm
true.
casting
a
animal
reaction?
friendship. It's one of my
He-
spells. I'm
he
casting
gets to
animal
do it as a
friendship.
reaction?
I'm like, don't you poop on me, and it's gonna listen.
Hold on, one at a time. All right, Hugh. I heard most of what you said,
Animal friendship. Don't you poop on me. Those were the keynotes.
and
Hold on. He gets to do that.
Gris, what are you doing?
He has
too?
to do that as a reaction. Because I'm still in I feel like we're still fighting right now.
You guys aren't in like a turn combat kind of
Alright.
thing. You guys are just
Then
like doing.
I would like to contest his spell then.
What? You have a counter magic?
No, but I feel like my animal handling. I got a 20 on animal handling. I mean, that's pretty
Animal
good.
friendship trumps animal handling. I'm using a freaking spell slot here.
Yeah, he is using like a spell. Like because he doesn't even really need to. I don't think he even needs to like roll anything against it. I
No,
think it
there's
just
no roll. I just
happens.
do it.
Yeah, there's no saving throw because
Inle-
I think if it had
Alright.
a higher intelligence, he'd have to do like a saving throw. But because it's just like a dog,
Yeah, the only way that this spell fails is if the dog is somehow sentient.
Okay, and you told the dog the dog not to poop on you.
I tell the dog to poop on you instead.
I take his. I'm gonna rip off.
I don't know if you can coerce it to do all of that. I think you could just be like, "Don't poop on
Fine,
me."
fine.
I rip
Don't
off
poop
his
on me.
Gerblin shoes and I make the dog poop on those.
I was done with those anyways. They were falling apart. I needed new ones.
Okay, so the Gerblin shoes have officially died as they get covered in dog poop, who has been fed a
R.I.P.
laxative.
Gerblin shoes.
This is more explicit than I thought it was going to be.
I truly wanted to kill Hugh. That is not that is not an act. I wanted to kill him. And your lucky Aang came over here. You're lucky you fed me that tonic, because if you hadn't, I would have killed you. I might still do it.
Within the next 2 minutes of you guys kind of trying to figure out what to do next, a bunch of mages wearing red and white robes show up.
Do they have ladders? They have like ladders.
They don't have ladders, but
They're like the firemen.
they would what you would equate to a fireman. They're wearing like red and white robes, and they have like you see like this blue-white aura around their hands. They're like ready to put out any kind of magical flames that might be burning, and they see that the fire has already been kind of put out, and they see that this earth has been molded. They kind of just like snap a finger and the earth falls back down to where it's supposed to be, back to the normal street. One of the other mages comes over and magically waves he doesn't magically wave his hands. He waves his hands, and by magic alone a new door starts constructing from burnt cinders and from like loose pieces of wood on like the side of the street until like a new door kind of cobbles itself in place. And he says to Hilda, "Ma'am, is this your residence?" Oh shit!
Yeah, I was wondering what was.
Now they're talking to themselves.
Oh, jeez. That's why I hate having so many NPCs. I don't hate it, but sometimes it's like, oh, I'm talking to myself. Let me, okay. Oh, yes, I do live here. Thank you so much. I think this will get me through the night, and I'll have some of the carpenters come by and put in a real door tomorrow, and I'll have to get somebody to enchant it with all my safety things again.
And you know what? I believe our friend
I
Hugh
have something
here
to say.
would love to help assist pay for the damages he
No, I wouldn't.
caused.
Hugh, you're
And I'm gonna
going
hold
to.
my rapier
No,
up
I
to his
wouldn't.
neck.
No,
You're
I'm
going
not.
to.
I want to point out to the kind fireman. I just want to say that I was the one with the quick thinking who put up the fire shields. I raised that wall around the store.
The fire shield that's curved inwards toward the building.
Yeah,
right.
I put up that fire shield to keep the heat
Would
contained.
be how it works, yeah. That's a secondary containment, I get it.
Yeah, I'm the best.
The fireman kind of just looks at you, kind of raises his eyebrow. You just hear Hilda sigh and say, Gris, I think I'm just gonna go. It was very nice getting to know you, but I don't think I can see you again. The company you keep it's a wild bunch, and I don't know if I can handle it.
Oh, we're in the same boat, Hilda. I wish you all the
Mission
best.
accomplished.
I poke Gris in the I poke Hugh in the eye with my rapier, just a little bit.
The eye?
An eye.
Oh, man.
I look tearfully up at Gris, and I'm just like, so the reason why I was acting out was because I was afraid of losing you.
Make a performance check for that one.
Feel
6.
-1?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, these are the fakest tears you've ever produced. These look more fake than. Are you guys familiar with like that 60s or 70s commercial where there is a native person who has like a tear coming down the side of his face?
Yes.
Yeah, that bad.
He was an Italian man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't buy it, and I look at Hugh, and I walk away.
All right.
I'm gonna walk toward our rendezvous with Tim the Wary.
All right, so I think we're gonna end here as the three of you make your way north, or like northeast, towards the entrance to the library. Hey y'all, it's your DM Zeki, As you may have heard at the beginning of the cast, Pat mentioned that you can find us on Facebook. That's really cool. We would love to see more people finding the page, and specifically, we would love to hear back from all the listeners out there. Now, that's pretty cool and all, but what about some sweet loot? Everyone loves stickers, and the first 50 people who write in a review of the show on Facebook will be getting one. Head over to facebook.com, search The Natural Ones or /the Nat1S cast, like, follow, or both, and leave a review to be eligible. Hope to see you there.